Well. This is extremely long overdue, and I apologize in advance for this, but I definitely had to make sure I was ready, not just physically, but mentally for this video. A lot of you have been asking me what's been going on. I've given you guys answers here and there, but today I just break my silence. I give you the full course as to why I've disappeared, and I continue to do this, and I tell you I'm back, and I go right back to square one. So, for those of you that don't really necessarily want to hear this story, I'll have a timestamp right here. Go ahead and click that. The video will start immediately, and hope you enjoyed the video. But to those of you that have been hitting me up, and I've gotten a ton of messages, and I just want to say thank you. But I'm just going to go ahead and break my silence because it's long overdue. And one thing about me, y'all know I love to be honest with you guys and transparent. I can't really necessarily just go right back to uploading without me telling you guys, at least, or giving you guys the gist of what's happening. So for the past 3 years, I have been on and I didn't even feel it, to be honest with you. I didn't really feel it at all, but it's been more of a health decline, so to speak. Now, for those of you wondering, no, I'm not terminally ill or anything. No, I'm not on that particular type of thing. No. This actually involves one of the most important aspects of my everyday life, and that is my vision. So 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a eye disease. It's called keratoconus. For those of you wondering what that is, I'll go ahead and just put that out there real quick. It's a eye disease that affects the cornea of your eye. And basically, your cornea of your eye is supposed to be, if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be like a flat type of thing. Mine is more of a cone shape, and this causes double vision. And through years and progression, severity, this can lead to blindness. My vision went from 20/20 to 2200 in my right eye, and my left eye took a little bit of a hit as well. So vision was constantly, blurred out. Vision was constantly going down left and right. There's been a lot of things I've been going through. Even when I did my hiatus, I was going through countless doctors trying to see what could I do. Was there any fix? And luckily there is some, there is some hope. There is a lot of, there is actually technically a fix, so to speak, down the road. So I'm happy about that. But my doctor gave me two options, obviously. The first option is a surgery where it kind of like flattens your eye, so to speak, the actual cornea of your eye. And this helps like prolong it from happening for a while. And that is something that is, I might consider doing for sure. Or there is the other one where if it does get to the point where it's extreme, I would have to do a corneal, I think it's called corneal transplant or something like that. It's not rectal, but like a corneal transplant where they put like this in, they cut in the side of the cornea, and they insert this prosthetic type of like retina thing underneath it or something like that. That's how it goes. That's something that also could be detrimental to me down the road. So there's been a lot of just emotions tied to this. And keep in mind, I've also dealt with the death of Big Mike. There's just been a lot of stuff that's really pushed me away from wanting to do content creation. It's pushed me away from not doing gaming as well. Me having this condition also affected my gaming as well. Usually I would be gaming nonstop and just be, ridiculously on it, but I haven't had the nerve or the urge, to want to do it at all. I felt like I just couldn't do it. Plus, I would have these long play sessions and, like I did before, and I would be fine. This time around, I could barely have long play sessions, but things have gotten better. And I know you guys are wondering, so where am I at right now? Well, so currently stands, I do have some contacts. So these have helped tremendously. And unfortunately, the next time you guys see me on camera, it will no longer be without either contact lenses on or without prescription glasses. So now I've been relegated to now wear glasses, which I'm okay with it. I've embraced it. I actually think I look okay with them. I mean, here's a picture. I think I look good with them, but it's just where I'm at. I just hit 33, so I'm embracing that as like an old age type of thing, I guess you could say. But that's what's been happening. I'm officially, letting the cat out the bag because it's long overdue. And honestly, I don't really want to just sit back in the dark and just let this narrative go around that Big Cloud quit or anything of that nature. No, one thing about me, I never quit. I'll never stop being who I am. I'll never stop being the truth the way I've always been. But I also am not going to lie to myself and to you guys and tell you that, oh, I've gone because of this. No, this is the real reason why I have been gone, and why for 3 years, Big Cloud Gaming has not even been so much as trying to be consistent, because there's been a lot of hurdles. But luckily, we have fixed all this, and we're in the best track ever. And hey, we'll just roll with the punches. So there you guys go. That's the whole situation. I want to say thank you guys for watching, to this part, obviously, and everybody who stuck around. I want to thank you guys for all the messages, all the love that I received. Everybody who's constantly in my DMs, I appreciate it. I also want to thank my awesome support system, not just my family, but my friends, not just on this YouTube side, but real life, everybody. I appreciate everybody, my girlfriend, all that shit. Like I'm blessed to have all that. I really, really am. So that's what's really got me back here. And I'm very grateful. So I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgivings. I know this video is going to be long. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to recap. And, hey, y'all know me, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So without further ado, here's the video. Catch you guys later. Peace. Oh God. Oh God. Are there survivors? Seriously, are there some survivors? What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well. To everybody who made it here from the beginning, hey, let's go ahead and get it. And to everybody who skipped to this point, welcome. It's been 2 months. Little over 2 months I dropped my last video. And in the midst of me dropping that video, the domino effect happened. Now, granted, Sony already told these fools that they're third party. You had Herman Holtz, you had Nishino, courtesy of Hiroki Totoki, flat out told you the strategy of what PlayStation is going to do, and that is full third party.
Yes. And you're quite right that we're continuously exploring new ways for players to interact with their franchises. It's important to realize that we're really thoughtful about bringing our franchises off console to reach new audiences, and that we're taking a very measured, a very deliberate approach in doing that. Particularly on the single player side, our tentpole titles, there's such a differentiated, the point of differentiation, I should say, for the PlayStation console. They're real showcases of the performance, of the quality of the hardware. So we want to ensure that players get the best experience from these titles. And we're very thoughtful about how and if and how we bring these titles to other platforms.
Of course, you have people immediately still want to be in denial, which was expected. But then I saw something that was amazing. You see, for 2 weeks after that video dropped, I saw nothing but pure silence. Everybody was talking about games. Everybody was excited about games. Nobody gave a rat's ass about the stupid shit that you're seeing right now. And everything was actually somewhat good. But unfortunately, that was short-lived, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why that was short-lived. After about the 2 week, little duration that we had of pure silence, idiots not making X amount of content, because dudes couldn't really flip the console war for profits. That's what they do. What happened? We have my good friends over at Push Square. And yes, I say good friends because I'm actually cool with a lot of people at Push Square. I know. I'm not saying I'm the problem. I'm just saying I know a few people from Push Square. I just put it like that. All right. Now, here's the thing about Push Square. Push Square is not a bad publication. They get a lot of flack for doing X amount of stuff. So I will say that. They get a bad, rep here and there for shit. But there are times when they'll post something that is so stupid. And we know why they post these particular, articles. They'll post this shit because they want to get traction. Because I want you to understand something. But within that 2 week period, the entire negativity situation, the whole extra traction that was happening usually to a lot of publications and sites was dead. Nobody was console warring. Everybody was talking about games they're excited for. Everybody was talking about games they're going to buy. You even had people say they don't care about exclusives. They're on record for saying they don't care about exclusives. All they care about is quality games and whether or not Sony drops the quality games or not. That's all they cared about. So when I saw this post come out here saying that Sony was abandoning their multi-platform strategy courtesy of their business indicators or strategic indicators, I immediately laughed my ass off, because the same dickheads who shall not be named, but they love to name me, but I love it. So that just goes to how rent-free I live in their heads. But the same dickheads who, again, will not be named, went to the extremes of saying shit like, see, I told y'all Sony would never abandon us. They care about us. Meanwhile, this same company, before we even get to this point, this same company is just now charged you the premium fucking price to take a full advantage of the fucking PlayStation Portal in regards to you being able to play your games without the need of a fucking PlayStation tethered to the device. You have to pay over $100, I think it was like $140 a year just to utilize the full capabilities of a fucking portal that you already spend close to $300 for to play for the year. Make it make sense. But Sony cares about you. Meanwhile, they're dropping consoles with less storage, and they're still charging us the same price for it. But they care about you. We've had more canceled games than new experiences. Oh, but they care about you. PlayStation Plus went up. Controllers went up. Games went from $70 to $80. But oh, they care about you. Oh, Big Cloud, shut up. It's tariffs. We've been talking about price increases long before a fucking any administration took office. Anybody saying we haven't is being dishonest and is being a fucking liar. We've been talking about price increases long before any console or before any person took office. This goes back as far as GTA 6, before it was even officially revealed that the industry wanted that game to start the trend. So please stop it. Stop it. The stupidity, the ass kissing is at an all-time high. It really, really is. It's bad enough. It's bad enough. These same dickheads who shall not be named are going to the extreme of trying to say that PC gaming is cooked because of RAM prices, because the price of RAM, without realizing, because this is how retarded these people are, that fucking consoles in general utilize RAM, and also they utilize a thing called VRAM with their APUs. These motherfuckers are saying that the high price of RAM is going to destroy the PC community. Meanwhile, the same RAM that's going into the consoles, all of a sudden, it's not going to affect them. Console gaming is not cooked when we already have reports that the new next-gen Xbox from Microsoft is going to be $1,200. And keep in mind, too, I can already see the damage control. I see some people say, oh, the PS6 is going to be $600 to $700. Let me tell you something. If you think you are getting full capabilities of RDNA 4 and FSR 4, that's what I meant to say, FSR 4, with the PS6 for $600 to $700, something's wrong with you. Mark Cerny's already working on his Project Amethyst to make ports and everything seamless with PC. A lot of you are not reading between the lines. Amethyst is bigger than what you think it is. It's not PS6 only. No, this is about making the full vision complete. It's about making the full circle of the ecosystem, meaning PC being a vital component to PlayStation and its expansion in terms of reaching more users day and date with the box. That's what's going to happen.
But the results are quite promising, and I'm really excited about bringing them to a future console in a few years' time.
We feel the same way, Mark, and we're so excited to bring these innovations to developers across every gaming platform.
Oh, Big Cloud, that's going to destroy the console. Exclusives are the reason we buy the console. Even though the sales tell me opposite. Ghost of Yote's at 3 million, which is good. It's better than Stellar Blade. 1 million better than Stellar Blade. Great. But 3 million out of 80 plus million consoles sold is not something I would absolutely try to flex over. 2 million sold for Stellar Blade. It already did 2 million. Like, it did 2 million within a week on Steam. Death Stranding. Last time I heard anything about Death Stranding, it was in like it was like a 2.5, 2.4 million, something like that. And after that, it literally disappeared from the top 10 sales charts. Ghost of Yote is number 10 on the top 10 sales charts. The number one selling games in the top 10 are multi-platform games. But again, Y'all want to tell me that exclusives are the reason why we're buying these consoles? Y'all want to tell me that PlayStation is on another realm right now? Sony is riding the success of PlayStation 4. That right there should be all the information you need in terms of how cooked we are and have been this entire generation. We have had a corporation in this way, Sony, a corporation that we fought for to get better, especially during the beginning of the PS4 gen, that has actively nickeled and dimed us to the point where people are outraged. People don't even get excited for state of plays anymore. I want you to understand that. People do not get excited for state of plays hardly anymore. If you look at the like to dislike ratio, it's always the fucking same. It's always a lukewarm reception to state of plays because people are tired of the bullshit. Seriously. The re-releasing of Last of Us, showing Last of Us for the bajillionth time at the latest state of play. People don't care about Last of Us. We've gotten more Last of Us content, more Last of Us repackages than we've gotten anything from Naughty Dog. And these same people want to put Naughty Dog saying that they're number one in PlayStation Studios when Naughty Dog has actively done nothing for 5 years. 5 years. We have been dicked around with TV shows from Naughty Dog. 5 years. Come on, bro. Be honest. I need y'all to be honest. For 5 years, what did we get from Naughty Dog? What did we get? A canceled Factions game that we were all looking forward to. Then all of a sudden, dudes claimed they weren't excited for because they were quote-unquote changed Naughty Dog, even though Naughty Dog is flat out changed in front of you because Naughty Dog doesn't give a shit. But we don't want to talk about that notion, do we? So Naughty Dog literally dicked us around for an entire 5 years. We still got the re-release of The Last of Us 1, Part 2, and people were trying to lie to themselves saying that what they did is game-changing. It makes the game even more different. Mind you, ain't shit different. The combat's still the same, and it's funny because when we brought this up, those of you that joined me in fighting for an actual real Ultimate Edition of The Last of Us, because remember, they pushed that notion onto us, that we were getting the ultimate experience of The Last of Us Part 1 when it was going to be the remake. They pushed that idea that we probably were going to have dodge mechanics and pro mechanics. People want the ultimate experience. People want to be amazed. What do these dickheads say? Well, they would have to systematically change the game all over again. I'm sorry, didn't they change the game as it is by adding additional shit that happens to the environment? Didn't they already change X amount of shit by improving the AI, et cetera, et cetera? Didn't they? Why not add something more to it? Why not make it more engaging? Why not make it more intense? Why not make it more on par with the sequel so that way they're synchronized and we have a better bridge going forward? Especially when you incorporating, wait for it, the new Last of Us chronological mode that you threw into the game, but also you were throwing in game modes. Why not do that? That shit that would have got somebody excited. But no, you re-released the same game and you added a new slab of paint on it, and you asked for the top tier price for it, and dickheads actively accepted it. And y'all wonder why gaming consoles are cooked. And let's get back to that point. Here's the slide on the screen, okay? It all started with this stupid shit right here. Look at the slide on the screen. Notice the arrow, because everybody wanted you to focus on the arrow. Okay, let's focus on the arrow. Strategically emphasize indicators. PS5 hardware units sold globally, PlayStation monthly active users, and total gameplay hours. For those of you that have half a brain, you know that we've already heard this before, long before this post even came out from Push Square. In fact, this is one of the first things they said, and then we got an updated view on what they were going to do when they said they were full third party, and then all of a sudden people brought this back up saying that this is what they're going to do. But here's the funny thing. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, the exact same indicators that you guys are looking at with the arrow are right there in front of you, and it's in a bold box, and it's telling you what they're focusing on. And what does it say? It says the exact same thing that I just read, but what does it say at the bottom, people? Game revenue beyond console. And then if you go to their platform business model 101, which is number 1 up top, it says continuous expansion of the installed base. So again, reading is fundamental, but then again, I don't expect much for a lot of people who didn't even graduate high school. They're acting like they are anywhere, shape, or form educated or qualified to talk about PC gaming or anything of that nature. These motherfuckers went to the notion saying that it's over, PC gaming is cooked, PlayStation loves us, no more ports are going to happen. Okay. As it currently stands, after this was said, we got a state of play. Technically, we had 2 state of plays, or maybe 3, but 2 state of plays. Actually, no. We had a Tokyo game show, but 2 state of plays. You want my review on them? First of all, the first state of play, 007, I thought it was good. And again, this is me saying this as a 007 fanboy, so I'm biased. I know. That's why I'm going to skip right over that. The other one, though, the most important one is where we get into. This is where we saw Wolverine and Saros. More in those games in a second. What we got out of this state of play was actually quite telling. You see, people are thirsty for games, which is understandable. We've been dicked around for this entire gen, so I'm not faulting the gamer for wanting more games or wanting games in general. I'm not faulting anybody for that. Makes sense. We've been dicked around for so long with price hikes. We got more price hikes in hardware than we got in software. So trust me, I'm not going to be weird and say like, oh, you guys are just easily impressed. No, it's understandable that you're impressed by what you saw here. The state of play wasn't bad. Let me go ahead and get that on record. It wasn't a bad state of play. But here's the thing about this too. Most of the stuff that was shown at the state of play, I think we all can actively agree could have been posted on Twitter because we didn't really see a lot of gameplay for a lot of the games. The Neo 3, what's that other game? Like, there's a whole bunch of games that we saw there wasn't no gameplay. One of the games that we did see gameplay for was Halloween. And that looks good. I might play that with Coke Classic Cage and Jack Moo Johnny if they get it. I might play that. But, we didn't really get a whole lot of that at this state of play. So that's not taking away from it. I'm just saying, like, I refuse to sit here and act like this was a monumental, game-changing state of play, especially people giving it 9s and 10 out of 10s. It's nowhere near a 9 or a 10 out of 10. And y'all know it is. So I don't know why we're doing this. Here's what I will talk about, because here's the reality that we're in. We saw Saros. They started the show off with Saros. Saros looks exactly like I expected Saros to look. Amazing. It looks better than Returnal. It looks like they put even more thought in terms of the combat, more ideas of how to push things. I like it. I can't wait to play it. But here's the sad part and the funny part. I didn't need to see Saros to be sold on Saros. Housemarque had my money from the beginning after what they did for Returnal. That is how much of a believer they made out of me with Returnal. I am a big fan of their work, and I can't wait to play that game, and I'm day one in it. And I'll probably stream the game, so I'm looking forward to playing that game. So awesome. Good job to Housemarque. Can't wait to experience that game. It looks phenomenal. But here's the thing about this. And Twitter was a good testament of what exactly the reality is for Saros right now. And hopefully, again, because I saw Nixus say they have some big plans for this game long before we even got to anything else. So again, as soon as the game was shown, Nixus made the post saying, listen, we got big announcements to make. I really do hope Sony's listening and they do day and date with this game. Because let me tell you something. What happened to Returnal is a crime in the PlayStation community. The game only did 700,000 on PlayStation hardware. It didn't hit over 1 million when it hit PC. This needs to be a game that I will hopefully just suggest. I really would love to see go day and date in PC. This game needs to succeed. Housemarque is too good of a studio for us to say goodbye to, especially with games now being charged $80. And they are charging this $80 for Saros. I don't expect Saros to do crazy numbers, even closer to fucking Returnal. I just don't see it. I don't see it. The price of entry has done nothing but increase, whether it be the hardware itself or the software. And this right here is being very divisive and has definitely been off-putting for a lot of people when it comes to these consoles. And y'all know it is. Game consoles are down over 22% with PlayStation. But y'all want to sit here and act like PlayStation is in the greatest shape ever and the PS5 is in the greatest thing ever. Granted, yes, over 80 million consoles sold. Absolutely. Sure. But let's not act like the ceiling is about to go anywhere higher, record fast. It's not happening anywhere, shape, or form like that. But a lot of you are quick to accept that. I'm just saying. A lot of you are quickly going down that road, and it's not helping you. So let's go a little further, man. Let's go a little further. I'm over here looking at everything. I'm over here enjoying my time, my peace of mind, so to speak. I'm seeing people crying that, Intergalactic's not coming out in 2026. I'm over here laughing like, who the hell said it was coming in 2026? You see, no, it was speculated that it was 2026 by you, the people with no sources. Y'all thought it was 2026. The people with common sense knew it wasn't going to come out in 2026. That game was nowhere near ready. What you're going to see with Intergalactic is a PS6 and PS5 crossover. That's what that's going to be. And that supposedly might come out around 2027 because it's nowhere near ready. It's not slated for 2026. I expect you to see something for that game in 2027, if not 2028. That's what I expect for Intergalactic. So so all you guys again that want to glaze and that want to glaze Naughty Dog, just understand where Naughty Dog has you in place in terms of being a gamer. Meanwhile, a lot of you had demonized this one studio that I'm about to bring up. A lot of you thought you thought I was done with the state of play? Oh no. We're still here because I need to say this. There's only one studio right now that needs to be looked at and protected at all costs. Well, technically all of them, but this one definitely needs to be protected at all costs. And that is Insomnia Games. Within 5 years of the PlayStation 5 being on the market, we have gotten 4 AAA games for the PlayStation hardware. We started off with Miles Morales. At this Miles Morales, we had Ratchet and Clank, we have Spider-Man 2, and now we have arguably one of the most goriest games that we have seen in a very long time, and that is Wolverine. Wolverine looks exactly like I expected it to look. But again, what happened with the whole hype train with Wolverine, what I'm seeing with Wolverine, is very similar to what I saw with Spider-Man 2. Y'all remember when we first saw Spider-Man 2 gameplay? Dudes were saying the game looks dated, it looks mid, Insomnia Games are hacks, dudes that don't play PlayStation games, they were saying shit like this. So I thought it was absolutely hilarious because back when the leaks happened from Wolverine, everybody's saying the game doesn't look that great. It doesn't look polished. And I'm over here like, you guys are retarded. No shit, it doesn't look polished. No shit, it doesn't look ready because it's not ready. What you saw wasn't ready for the general public. What you saw should never have been leaked to begin with because the studio was hacked. But it happens. So what happened after that? We got the finished product. And oh boy, it looks amazing. The suit looks amazing. The regeneration effects look amazing. Everything about this game screamed what I wanted from Wolverine. Loved it. I can't wait to play it. Insomnia Games, they are the GOAT. They are the S-tier studio of PlayStation. Anybody still saying Naughty Dog, you are being disingenuous, you are being biased, and you're full of shit. And you know it. You absolutely know it. Naughty Dog is not even in the same conversation as Insomniac right now. Naughty Dog has actively done nothing for us as a community with the PlayStation at all. And you know it's true. You know it's true. Housemarque has given you more than Naughty Dog. Shit, fucking Sony Santa Monica has done more for you than fucking Naughty Dog, and that's literally the tier list right now. I got Sony Santa Monica, at like third place because they dropped one game, Housemarque at 2, and I got Insomniac at number 1 with 4 games. I'm talking about just for this gen alone. They have dropped more games. All the other studios have been quiet. Why is that? Oh, maybe because they canceled all their games. So you're okay with us being dicked around, us getting charged more for hardware, subscription services, you name it, and we don't even have shit to play? Dudes have actively been protesting. They want the end of live service games. Live service games is the thing that they can't stand. Live service games is what's destroying PlayStation. Okay, I'll bite. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that notion. Only for you guys to do you guys try to do a backstep and you try to say, oh, I'm upset because we're not getting the Horizon multiplayer game, the live service game coming to PlayStation. No, that's exclusive to PC. Wait, what? Exclusive to PC? I thought Sony was done with their multi-platform approach. I'm sorry. I thought Sony was done with PC. I thought they were done. I thought Sony was never going to go back to PC. Yet here they are getting the live service Horizon game that we've been talking about for quite some time now. It's now exclusive to PC users, as well as a Ratchet and Clank game that is also live service that will be exclusive to the PC community. We have nothing from these. We're not getting any of those games. We're not. But I tell you what we are getting. We're getting speakers. At the State of Play, they showed off brand new speakers. You know what's crazy about these speakers? These speakers are selling a feature that was exclusive to us in the hardware of the PlayStation. Who remembers 3D audio? Do y'all remember this conversation we used to have about it? How great it is, how immersive it is for VR headsets, and how great it is going to be for the console gamer. Y'all remember that conversation? Yeah, well, too bad for that. we no longer have that exclusive. That is now being sold to the PC community. And I want you to think about this for a second here. The PC community doesn't even have to pay for online or none of this shit. They don't got to pay for online. They have the better versions of our fucking games. They have a platform that is completely open in terms of what you can do, and you can play the games any way you want. And again, now they got 3D audio. What exactly the fuck do we have on the PlayStation side, aside from higher price points? What do we have in PlayStation? You see, y'all are so quick to try to demonize Microsoft. That's all I've been hearing. I even had one dickhead, again, who shall not be named, so try to say, oh, no, he won't say nothing about Xbox. I'm sorry, what does Xbox got to do with PlayStation problems? You see, every time I ask that question, dickheads like that person can't answer that. What they do is just try to deflect and try to project their own stupid insecurities onto me and try to make themselves feel better because they're fucking pathetic and failures. This is the shit I deal with on a regular basis. Let me tell you something, and really think about what I'm about to tell you right now. Again, Xbox. If Xbox is the true culprit and the reason why Sony's doing the way they're acting the way they are, because that's basically the way you guys are acting, then I think it's safe to say that Microsoft's the market leader by your logic. I'm just saying. I really, really am. I'm by your logic. This is how stupid y'all look every time y'all open your mouths. But here's what's funny about it. Here's what's funny. Microsoft is charging you more for Game Pass. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of being charged more, but as I saw the prices of the consoles, in terms of not just the hardware go up, but software go up, it's only understandable that they would do it for Game Pass. As weird as it might sound, I knew it was going to happen. Just like PS Plus is eventually going to go up for the sake of going up because Sony knows they can charge you more. And this community has actively groomed itself, let me repeat, groomed itself into accepting higher price points, whether it be for consoles, whether it be for games, whether it be for software or software in general. You have groomed yourself. You have even tried to groom others into accepting higher price points. You've also groomed yourself into believing that cheaper alternatives into gaming is demonized, is literally detrimental to the games and the studios, when that has been proven to be false. More people get to play the game and more people get to buy and get interested in said games. You need an example? Look at Expedition 33. Look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think that's what it is. Look at those. These games weren't $70. They were cheaper. And they sold blockbusters. They did well. Stop it. Most of y'all don't understand what you're talking about. Y'all just literally dick ride one another in echo chambers, and y'all look stupid when nothing happens in your benefit. And I laugh every single time because this is the reality of what you guys are in. I always will laugh at you because you don't know what you want. You don't. You don't know what you want. Live service games. Y'all don't want live service games, but then when Sony makes these games exclusive to PC, all of a sudden you want live service games. Like I said in my videos prior, it's not about the live service games. You don't want to say goodbye to live service games. What you want is fun, engaging, and exciting games. That's what you want from PlayStation. Sony hasn't been doing that for most of this generation. They haven't been doing that. Anybody saying they have is lying. They have not been doing that. They actively just been giving you the same shit you played left and right. Of course, dickheads who live on their knees will say, oh, it's fine. They're good games. They're still games. Meanwhile, the reason why they're saying this is because they didn't beat those said games on PlayStation 4 and they want to play it on the PS5 and boost themselves up and hype themselves up as if they're beat games, which we know that's exactly how these motherfuckers roll. That's really what that's about. But again, that's the shit I'm dealing with. I told you multiple times, there's too much fraudulent shit going out here. And it all goes at the core of this audience, not the audience, but it goes in the core of just the fucking community. It really, really does. Most of the people who talk the most shit on here do not play or beat fucking games in the PlayStation side of anything. Dudes are trying to say that PlayStation is not copying Microsoft. Xbox Play Anywhere is a trash feature, yet here we are. We got PlayStation copying that with cross-buy coming back. Oh, just in time, by the way, for the new next-gen PlayStation, which, by the way, will be utilizing Steam through integration. Who said that first? I'm not trying to take away from my boy Hip Hop Gamer, who has the full scoop, but didn't I already allude to this first? I told y'all that Steam integration would more likely be the more logical step for PlayStation going down the road. It made more sense. You have Steam integrated into the console. You have a bridge between PC and PlayStation, or console gaming in this particular case, and people have the freedom to upgrade, take what they have, and go. That way you have less divide. You have more of a positive environment because everything is with them and they don't feel swindled and feel like they have to invest X amount of dollars into all this stuff. The PlayStation 5 Pro will never deliver a true experience like PC gaming. It won't do that. It won't do that. I hate to break it to you, but the PS5 Pro will never touch the lights of PC gaming. And y'all know it's true, but some of you idiots want to sit here and pretend that it is. And I want you to understand something too, because this was very interesting. The new next-gen Xbox is reportedly going to be $1,200. Again, people might be going, oh, that's off-putting. Is it though? Is it though? When you have a community that's accepted, and I'm not just talking about I'm talking about the PlayStation, but when you have communities that have literally put everything on the line in regards to damage controlling and defending corporate greed 101, are you really surprised that this console will be $1,200? Are you really? If the next gen Xbox is $1,200, what do you think the new PS6 is going to be? Keep in mind, FSR4 will be integrated into PlayStation 6. If you're paying $800 right now for an implementation of FSR4 for PS5 Pro, what do you think you're going to be paying for the full bells and whistles for PlayStation 6? Really think about it. Really, really think about it. I'm just saying. Now, there are benefits to what Microsoft is doing right now. As weird as it might sound, I do want to highlight the benefits. As of right now, out of the big three, Microsoft is the only one that has a full-fledged backwards compatibility solution to everything. You can play every single Xbox game on their hardware, especially going into their new next-gen Xbox. That is a big deal for Xbox. Again, price point aside, this is what the industry has pushed us towards, and we have allowed it to happen. I've actively tried to tell you to speak against it. People want to come at me and act stupid. So I hate to break it to you, but you reap what you sow. So best believe I ain't going to complain about the price because I already knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. So many of you have accepted corporate greed 101 and actively tried to mask your insecurities by trying to say this platform's dead or that platform's dead, as opposed to holding the company in question responsible. And that's on you. So what are you going to get out of this console? Aside from that, you're getting, Microsoft is promising the Xbox or the PC equivalent of their games for this next gen console. So that's good. Cool. It's going to be a traditional console as expected. It's not going to be no big tower. Okay, sure. We expect all that. But here's the thing that also caught my eye about this new next gen console. It supposedly is going to get rid of the multiplayer paywall. Now, they're getting rid of the Xbox, Live Gold paywall and all this shit just to access the games. That's another big reason to get into it as well. Because again, it's all about simplicity. It's all about making things easier for the consumer. You have a platform, you can take all your stuff with you. And again, People might say that this ain't going to sell. Y'all said this about the ROG Ally. And what's funny about the whole ROG Ally situation, y'all remember the ROG Ally was a Xbox when they claimed it was going to fail. But as soon as it did good, oh boy, it's not an Xbox. So again, I already see people using that same bullshit on this new Xbox when it eventually does do well. If it does do well, whatnot. So again, cool. Full integration or everything in that nature, I can see it. I can see that. That's good. That's good. That's not bad at all. And keep in mind, too, through Steam integration and everything of that nature, Microsoft can play PlayStation games. Obviously, they'll have their Xbox games. They'll have PC games, etc. I see no issue with this. I really, really don't. I don't see an issue with this at all. That's not bad. Especially if you like the Xbox ecosystem. You're actually in a good state for that. PlayStation, let's look at PlayStation when they eventually do their Steam machine, or not Steam machine, when they do their Steam integration. First of all, let's ask ourselves the most important question. Is Sony getting rid of the paywall for PS Plus? Really think about it. Is Sony getting rid of the paywall for online access when they're charging us to access a fucking portal? Huh? Do y'all really think Sony's gonna get rid of the online access? Do you? Do you? Also, does Sony have a legacy backwards compatibility solution, which I've been fighting to get and many idiots want to argue with me about? Do they have that? Huh? Better yet, what games does Sony have that they ironically, this is a funny, it's like a reverse, you can reverse this on me because they have the games, but they refuse to use them. They could have had Resistance, they could have had SOCOM, all this shit leading into PS6, but we didn't get it. Factions 2, you name it. We got dicked around, people. But again, what do we have for PS6? Or what does PS5 have going into PS6? Oh, 80 million consoles sold. Great. 80 million consoles sold. Meanwhile, we got less content and we're being charged double for the minority stake type of software and content that we have. Thanks. Really, really thanks. So many of you have bent over backwards for this company, and so many of you have went out terribly. It's very sad. It really, really is. I have lost so much patience with so many of you. It's unreal. This is what you have allowed to happen with PlayStation. This is what you have allowed to happen with this industry. And I tried so hard to stop you. I really, really did. But you didn't want to listen. So, anyway, like I said, man, all this is coming in 2027. I called that as well. And it looks like that is be the case. So, yep. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Absolutely enjoy. People don't want to understand it, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not talking about Xbox enough. What do you want me to talk about Xbox? Well, Helldivers? About how Helldivers actually increased the engagement for the game on Xbox? Huh? Or Xbox increased the engagement for the game? Or how about the fact that the Xbox console base actually bought it more on PlayStation at launch? Like, I'm just saying. This is the shit y'all want to argue over. It's not enough Xbox. I can't list it. Not enough Xbox. Yeah. About a PlayStation video. Mind you, we're talking about PlayStation. This is how retarded so many of you are. So many of you. A lot of you idiots don't even know shit of what you're talking about, but y'all accept mediocrity and y'all wonder why y'all continue to get the short end of the stick. Pathetic. Anyway. I'll let y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a blessed one. Like I said before, I told you so. We are here, and there's nothing you can do at this point. It's a wrap. I hope you're happy. Everything I told you could have fought against, you didn't do. Instead, you wanted to fight for mediocrity. And that's what you always wanted to compete for, mediocrity. You didn't want to compete for quality. You wanted to compete for mediocrity. And I hope you are happy with your decision. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the video. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out of here. Peace.